is Abraham Lincoln? Can you guess which president of the United States was a great wrestler? He was so great, in fact, that he is actually honored at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. Stumped? Here is one more hint. His face is on the penny and the $5 bill. Any guesses? That is right. It is Abraham Lincoln. Today, we are going to learn more about the 16th President of the United States, President Abraham Lincoln. Let's jump in our pretend time machine and go all the way back to the year 1809. Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin in Kentucky on February 12, 1809. Both of his parents could not read or write. He was rarely able to go to school, so he learned things himself by reading books that he could borrow. When Lincoln was 9 years old, his mother died. Later, his father remarried and moved the family to the state of Illinois, where he could work as a carpenter and farmer. In his youth, Lincoln worked as a storekeeper, surveyor, and postmaster. By the age of 25, he was elected to the local government in Springfield, Illinois. While there, Lincoln studied the law and began working as a lawyer. Here is an interesting fact. After Lincoln became a lawyer, he earned one of his famous nicknames, Honest Abe, because of the trustworthy way that he ran his law practice. He married Mary Todd, and they had 4 children together. Lincoln served one term in the U.S. House of Representatives, but failed to be elected to the Senate 2 different times. However, his opposition to the practice of enslavement helped him win the presidential nomination 2 years after his second Senate loss. Want to know something unique about the 1860 presidential race that is pretty different from today? It was actually a 4-way race, meaning that there were 4 main candidates running for president. Lincoln got more votes than any of the others and took office as President of the United States in 1861. 1861 also marked the beginning of the Civil War, which Lincoln tried his best to prevent. Because of the tension between the northern states and the southern states over whether to continue the practice of enslavement, Lincoln allowed it to continue legally in the South, while outlawing it everywhere else, including to future states that may join the Union later on. Southern leaders disagreed with this plan, and so 11 Southern states seceded from the Union and formed the Confederate States of America. The war between the Northern and Southern states lasted for 4 years. In 1863, Lincoln gave one of his most famous speeches, the Gettysburg Address. He also signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which called for the end of enslavement and declared all enslaved people to be free in the eyes of the law. Later, Lincoln crafted the 13th Amendment, which officially abolished enslavement and made it illegal in the United States. Abraham Lincoln had another famous nickname. Any guesses as to what it might be? It was the Great Emancipator. Emancipate means to free. Pretty cool, huh? President Lincoln was re-elected to a second presidential term in 1864, and the Civil War ended less than a year later, on April 9, 1865. Just about a week after people celebrated the end of the Civil War, tragedy struck. President Lincoln was shot on April 14, 1865, by John Wilkes Booth, a man who was supportive of the Confederate cause. Lincoln died the morning of April 15, 1865, becoming the first U.S. president to be assassinated. The nation mourned the death of such a great man, but thankfully, his legacy lives on, even today. Here are a couple of more interesting facts about President Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln was taller than any other president. He was 6 feet 4 inches tall. Sometimes, Honest Abe would keep important papers under the tall black hats he liked to wear, so he would not lose them. At the White House, the Lincoln family would eat dinner with their pet cat seated at the table. Wow, we have traveled back in time and learned a lot of cool facts about the tallest president ever. Let's see what you remember. Fill in the blank. One of Lincoln's most famous speeches is called the blank address. Gettysburg. Name one of President Lincoln's famous nicknames. Honest Abe or the Great Emancipator. Which war happened while Lincoln was president? The Civil War. True or false? The 13th Amendment made enslavement illegal in the United States. True. Nice work, historians. Abraham Lincoln accomplished many things during his short time as President of the United States, which is why he is so respected today. And the things that he supported are still important today. The next time you pick up a penny or visit the Lincoln Memorial, you can remember all of the interesting things you have learned about the 16th President of the United States. And maybe someday, you can stand up for what is right, just like Honest Abe.
Hope you had fun learning with us. Visit us at learnbright.org for thousands of free resources and turnkey solutions for teachers and homeschoolers.